The next city I got to serve in was a city called Miri on Borneo, eastern Malaysia again. So there were a lot more Christians there. A couple different local tribes. The most prominent one is the Iban tribe, and a lot of the members of the church there from the Iban tribe. Um, my first kind of exposure to Miri actually happened before I came there. I had been there on, I think it was like a new missionary training or something. I was training a new missionary a few months prior, and I remember going in the car with a senior couple to this training, and they said, "Oh yeah, we were just reading in the newspaper this morning, and elders, you see that river over there? Someone just got eaten by a crocodile the other day. It was in the news in the paper here. So in case you need any more incentive to stay out of the water and not go swimming, there's man-eating crocodiles in there. No big deal." So that was kind of eye-opening. So then I got to serve there. It was kind of neat because we'd bike kind of close to the river sometimes, and you'd see these signs that would be like "Berhati-hati ada buaya," which means "Beware of the crocodiles." And they'd have a picture of a big gaping crocodile. So the river there had a lot of crocodiles. There was a crocodile farm also there that we got to visit as missionaries, and these are saltwater crocodiles, so they're huge. They're 20 feet long sometimes. So that was kind of neat to have that kind of wildlife in the vicinity. The church had been around for about almost 15 years, about 15 years when I had been there, so everyone was a convert. The food was fantastic. The town. Okay, here's another insight, just kind of about that region, and this goes for Miri, the city I was serving in, but also several of the different cities in East Malaysia. Traditionally, the people there lived in villages that they call kampong, kind of out in the countryside. But in recent decades, these cities that have sprang up along the coast are where all the jobs are at, and so you have basically an influx from the countryside of all of these different Malaysians that come to the cities to work there. And so what happens in these, like in Miri, where I was serving, is you'd go around and you'd meet people, and you'd always ask them, where's your village, or where's your kampong, where's your hometown, really, because they had all kind of come there for work. And they'd tell you, "Oh, I'm from, this place out in eastern Malaysia. That's where my home village, that's where my home kampong is." And a lot of times they would go back there for the big holidays like Christmas and some of their native holidays that they had. And so, that was kind of neat the city had just kind of drawn people in from all over the countryside, and that's where they lived and worked. And Miri, the city where I serve, that kind of became a city because of the oil and gas industry. They found oil there back in the early 1900s, and a big oil industry sprang up for several decades. And since then, there have been some other industries that have grown up in that spot. But that's how Miri got its start, and that's why there's so many people in Miri. I mentioned a lot of members of the church there from the Iban tribe. They have their own language, they have their own distinct culture, they have their own dances, and sometimes at ward talent shows or district, or I guess branch talent shows, they'd have some of the youth would do like a traditional Iban dance. So that was kind of cool. Some of the missionaries there pick up a little bit of Iban language. I didn't so much. I was mostly focused on learning Malay. The Ibans used to be a headhunting tribe back several decades ago, and back in their villages, their kampongs, some of them still have skulls from the World War II era, back when they were fighting the Japanese. That's kind of a neat tidbit about that tribe. Lots of local arts and crafts. A lot of missionaries will come home with these necklaces made of these very small and intricate beads that are woven into, cool patterns. So those are kind of a favorite souvenir among missionaries that serve there.